Kenneth Reynolds it's hard. He is a very, very good football player, but one of the most quiet individuals that I've ever met. But when he's on the football field and he's doing his thing, you can see that he is having an absolute blast on the ball doing what he does. When he was on the field, he was a difference maker for our football team. He's going to be a difficult kid to replace, I know in his future endeavors, whether it's baseball or whatever, he's going to be a successful kid because he works his tail off, and he's going to be sorely missed. Kenneth Reynolds. Next player is Delano Rodriguez. Delano Rodriguez. Delano is a name that I found myself screaming over and over and over for about the last 3 years. Mainly because I believe for 2 of the last 3 years he was probably playing out of position. Delano had been an offensive lineman. Probably because we didn't see him as being anything else, but this past year, we moved Delano from being an offensive lineman to a receiver. And, the difficulty with that is you're learning completely different stuff. And Delano, I think he took it upon, it was like I set him free when I told him he wasn't a lineman anymore. He was like, great. And once when he knew he was a receiver, he just ate it up. He learned it. He came out, he practiced every day. Not that he knew he was going to be a starter, okay? And that's very important. Sometimes people only practice hard if they know they're going to be the guy and they're going to be the starter and that. Delano a lot of times knew he wasn't going to be the starter, but he practiced like he was going to be the starter. And that's very, very important, okay? And when Delano got his opportunity in the game, if it got thrown to him, he caught it. And that's a fantastic thing. And, he's going to, I don't know who I'm going to be able to yell at for the next 3 years, but I'll find something. But I appreciate everything you've done for us, and, you're always welcome back here. All right, next player, Jordan Singleton. Jordan's another one of those individuals it's great to have in your locker room. He always keeps the mood right, keeps guys motivated. Jordan has been a picture of someone who has overcome adversity. I think in his time here, he's broken 3 bones. Something like that. Okay. He's broken several. Last one being last spring, and he broke a bone near his ankle, and that was last spring. And I don't think I've ever seen him ball field. And even though I know in his hard things didn't turn out like he wanted it to or like we wanted it to, I knew how much he worked. And our coaches appreciated it, our program appreciated it, and our program was a better program because of you. So thank you very much. Next player, Paris Smalls. Also known as P. I don't think you mind us telling me this, but Paris got a little frustrated with football at one time, and didn't know if it was the right thing for him, and so he quit. And I know he regrets it more than anything else. I know he felt that he lost out on that year. And coaches, we regret it too, because we lost out on some time to coaching. But Paris came back this year and did everything we asked him to. You know, tell you a little story about Paris. You know, football comes naturally to some people. It comes easy to some people. Learning all the plays comes easy to some people. But I remember Paris used to keep a notebook. And in that notebook, Paris used to write down his routes and his plays and everything. And you see Paris at all times writing in that little notebook. When we were in meetings, he'd be writing in that little notebook. And then all of a sudden, we saw that Paris was carrying that little notebook out to the field with him. And between plays, between, you know, reps of practice, Paris would go over and grab that little notebook, okay? And so from very early on, we saw that this kid really, really wanted it, okay? It's one thing to be a great football player. It's one thing to be the best, but there's something about those kids that really, really want it. And Paris is one of those individuals. And with that type of work ethic and desire, Paris is going to be successful in whatever it is that he wants to do in life. I truly believe that. It's going to be hard to see Paris go. And we appreciate all your hard work, and you're always welcome back here. All right. Preston Summerall. Preston's nickname is the Senator. I don't know of a person that we have in our program that is as good of a person as Preston. Preston is a fantastic individual. He's a great student. He is a great leader in our school. He's a great representative of our football program. He really, really worked hard on the football field. I know he was one of those kids that, did not get on the field as much as he would like, but that never deterred him from how he prepared every week. Okay, and there's a lot to be said for that. And we're going to miss him in our program, but our program is better because of him. Thank you. Colin Walker. Colin Walker is also one of those great kids. His desire was to help this football team in any way that he could. If it wasn't on the offensive side of the ball, it would be on the defensive side of the ball. He didn't care as long as he could contribute and help this football team in some way or form or fashion, whether it be on special teams. He did not care, and he gave 110% at everything that he did. Coaches recognized it, and our football program is a better program because of it. Thank you very much. Next person, Kyle. I remember the first 2 weeks of this year's practice, Kyle had an old jersey that he didn't like. We gave him an old jersey because his new jersey was missing. We had to order another one. And he was on me about that jersey every day. When is my new jersey coming? So what's the big deal? Why don't you like this one? He said, well, I don't look good in this jersey. And then finally his new jersey came in, and he put it on, and the first thing he said was, yeah, that's more like it. But Kyle, Kyle went from a player that didn't see a lot of time last year to a player that played quite a bit this year and played well. He'd go out and we saw his progression from a player that had a little bit of trouble catching the football to being a player that was much more consistent. And he made some big plays, got some first downs that we needed, and we're gonna hate to see him go. But he's gonna be one of those kids that's successful whatever he does. How are you?
Coach showed you the plaque that each one of the seniors received tonight. Also, you see they each received a package. We're continuing a tradition tonight that started several years ago, and each one of the players this evening received a monogrammed blanket for their dorm room or bedroom with their number on it to always remember their time as a Raider. So that's what each one of them has in their package this evening.
All right, gentlemen, you can have a seat.